each time we find our MD move around town, he moves around in bullion van and security agents. Because his right pocket is heavy, back pocket is heavy, left pocket. Even sometimes I'm told he carries a hunch bag so that the things can be, and then the other ones are in the bullion van. But now that we are cash heavy, unfortunately, we haven't asked you what you are going to, how the economy is going to perform next year. I know the first people alluded to it. Having sold so much, including the house, including MTN, including everything that we need to sell, and to be able to keep not only the name of the company, to also keep the memory of the founder, Sukomi. It's important that you begin to tell us where we are likely to go next year. So we don't live here clapping for you that we have a bonus, and then we don't get. And it's in that regard that I'll be asking you to look at page 142. If you look at page 142, you'll find that our dividend policy has been looking like a man who is heavy on the top, but with very thin legs. Yeah? I don't think that what we have here is artificial leg, because looking at that result, the last time the dividend was paid, 2 kobo, and in between, nothing. So I want you to spread the cash-rich nature that is enabling you to move around town with billion. And in that regards as well, I will be hoping that the issue of unclaimed dividend, because I find on page 136 to 141 that you have the list of unclaimed dividend. But nowhere in this account will I find the size of unclaimed dividend. But what is important for me is how dispatch the unclaimed dividends itself, how we can reach people who have not been able to claim their dividend in the past, to be able to claim them, because in the process we'll be strengthening our brand, also enhancing one of our core values that says we respect people. So please, let's make efforts to make sure that that is done. Mr. Chairman, on the closing note, I also will put on record it's important that on behalf of those of us who are minority shareholders, that Dominic should be appreciated on our behalf. Since Dominic is leaving us as a non-executive director, and realizing that the newcomer demands that we should have at least 3 non-executive directors, I'll be hoping that the next appointment that the board will make is to have a replacement for Dominic, or who will be an independent director, so that we don't have a problem having to pay fine for our inability to be able to meet government regulations in terms of. So it's on that note that, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you. But I haven't told you the story of the sergeant. I will not repeat it in public. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, directors here present, my co-shareholders, regulators present. Good morning. My name is Mrs. Bisi Bakare. Thank you. Having heard my 2 guests before me, I have little to say. So I'm going to be very brief. So I will start my own comments on page 8 of the annual report and account. Sorry, on page 6 of the hard copy, where we have the consolidated results at a glance. No doubt this is a very good result, but I want to ask 1 or 2 questions on that page. One is is commendation, that is on trade receivables. This is very good. Our trade receivables, there is a reduction of about 56% from 136 million to 60.2 million. This is highly commendable, and I hope that the management will continue with the trend. Having said that, the one that also gives me concern here is the investment in joint venture. I think I need clarification on this. That there is a drop of about 91% for the joint venture from 6.1 billion. It has reduced to 554.3 million. I think I need explanation on this. Again, of course, claim expenses. This is very good. We are able to pay our claims as at when due. This is also highly commendable. I will turn to page 105. Where we have the other operating expenses. Chief Akinlade has talked about statutory dues on NICON level. But what I want to ask on this, is it yearly or one-off? Is it every year we'll be paying this? Because like you said, we paid 67.6 million previous year. It has increased to 128.1 million. We would like to know that if this is 1 year or it's every year, it will be increasing by almost 100%. We would like to know. The same thing on the same page is the business travels. Our business travel moved from 58.2 million to 97 million. That is 96.9 million. I want the board to look at that also, especially considering what is going on now. The same thing on it is the ATM expenses. Our ATM expenses moved from 2.6 million to 15.2 million. I want to look at that also. Lastly, talk on anyway, that is also commendation. That is on our solvency margin surplus from 102 million in 2018 to 4.9 billion here under review. This is highly commendable. So lastly, I would like to ask from the MD and chairman that how prepared are we, Cornerstone Insurance as a company in the issue of recapitalization? The deadline maybe we are looking at it is next year, September, December, but if care is not taken, so that what happened in the banking sector will not happen to us. So I would like to ask from the board that how prepared are we in the recapitalization exercise. Once again, thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we'll take two more. The gentleman in here. Yeah, please.
My name is Eni Kolami Jafar, a shareholder. So I want to start with, well, for my own preference, I like acquiring property if I have the opportunity. So when we are now selling the office, are we having, I know because of what we are feeling, are we having any plan? That's number one. Number two, on the proposed bonus, for that, but here is, are we not having capital reduction later? Because I have to buy more shares in some companies because of that. Later, they now reduce something of 1.5 million units to about 35,000. So let us give us some comment on that. Then number three, on page 6, we commend you for the increment in the cash and cash equivalent. But the question is, what was responsible for this so that we can continue to work on that? Number 4 is retained earnings also from negative of 1.9 billion to 1.3 billion. What is responsible for it so that we can continue to do that? Donations that are made are very commendable, they are not much. So, but my question is, what are the guiding principles? What do you consider before donating for a particular entity? So that whether we are meeting the criteria. Then on page 30, we mentioned something on statutory audit committee that MD and CFO attended. These people should attend, but they are not members. They should attend only based on invitation of the committee. Not that they will just sit down there without being invited. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. I have to be very critical because Chief hasn't spoken. So we'll take Chief and then gentlemen will come to you. You have a bill, please. Chief.
The chairman and other members of the board, distinguished fellow shareholders, regulatory authority representatives, I say good morning. My name is Chief Timothy Adisiyu. I will comment for the achievements so far. But I just want to give some words of what to the company. And that is in view of what is happening now in the capital market and in the whole world. That is the nuisance created by the cyber security intruders. I want to know what is the plan of the company protecting against cyber crime. The second thing is that I want to know what is our plan about digitalization. What driving business to go fully into digitalization, and with it, we don't need the size of customers which we have now. Digitalization will bring them all over, will bring them to us closer and nearer, and we shall be able to do better business with them. And also, I appreciate the good corporate policies of the company, how we are driving the of Cornerstone Insurance PLC. The stone that was rejected has now become the cornerstone. And it is marvelous.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yes, please. And then last will be the president. Yes.
So privilege. My name is Ade. So impressed by the performance. I know what Cornerstone used to be 3-4 years ago. When you come on board, you have really tried your best to turn around the fortune of this company. We really appreciate that. And it's a great signal to us. You know, if God wants to bless you, He sends someone. And if Satan wants to curse you also, He sends someone. So that God sent person to us. We appreciate you. I want to tell you, for now, with this result, we thank God we are no more in Egypt, but we are yet to get to the promised land. And I pray that by God's grace, we are going to meet the reconciliation. But I want to ask, number one, on our insurance, how far have we go? The second question, with the current pandemic, us in the health insurance sector, which I will advise us to tap into it. Sir, One advice I would like to give, sent here by 75 shareholders that send their proxies through me, asked me to give a message to you. And as a law of responsibility, responsible, if you have sent a message, you must deliver the message as being sent. I will deliver the message to you that you should work, the board and management of this company should drive their best and make sure the name not acquire any company. This is so important. I would like to mention this in the banking industry. If you look at GTB and Zenith, these two banks, they are performing well today because in the recapitalization they did not match. Match will bring in another company that does not have the same vision and mission with the company. And you know, during the merger, at this time, we will be like trying to hurry up, we will not check the books properly, and it will end up creating another problem for us in the future. That is the problem some banking are into it now, over 10 years ago, and they are still into it. So please, the board and management want us to work hard so that the brand and the name stand alone. So looking at this company, sir, the chairman, you've really tried. The shareholders fund grew. In 2017, it was 7.3 billion. And in 2019, that we are considering, it's over 14 billion. If we really try your best. And you know, the cash and cash equivalent go from 4 billion to 12 billion. Please let's give the board and management a good round of applause. They really try. And the question I want to ask is that, how did you perform this miracle? What to me is a miracle. So I really thank you. And I still believe there are also room for improvement. We should not believe we tried this year and we should go and relax. We want to see Cornerstone to be competing with Crusader, Leadway, another top insurance company. Thank you so much for giving me this privilege.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm really surprised. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Greetings to everybody watching us, both present and visual. None, I thought I was going to make a presentation. No. I want to associate myself with the earlier speakers. That will reduce the presentation, which some of them are expected. In our way of doing things at the foremost shareholder association, Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria, which I'm the new national coordinator, we normally make a comprehensive review, which you send to companies. We haven't got that to come. We start from the registrar's work, which is a very good connection point between the company and investors. Look at the last 2 pages in the annual report. We have unclaimed dividend and unclaimed certificate capital. These have been produced in a very readable manner. It's very good because in the past, some lists were produced that you can't read it. To me, it's a waste of exercise. So this one is good, and we commend the company and the registrar for producing it. But I want to add something to it. Going forward, sir, because we have a very huge amount of unclaimed dividend list, not only in our company here, but everywhere. So what I would suggest is that we have a list of these unclaimed dividend produced readable. We should have it online in our own website and the website of the registrar, while the list should also be produced and given to notable associations like us, okay, and be available for shareholders that want it. The essence of it that we'll be able to communicate to our members and other shareholders to come and claim the dividend. That is the essence of producing that report. Now, Luna mentioned the issue of our friend that is retiring Dominic, which we are very grateful to for his good performance in the past, and wishing him well in his new endeavors. In replacing him, sir, we want you to pick from the minorities. That is, we minor shareholders, the small shareholders, so to say. But in terms of number, we are in the majority. So please consider the minority shareholders when you are replacing retired director. Before I forget, what is the effect of COVID-19 on our company? Because we have experienced at least over 3 months in it, and this will have effect on our results for this year. But so far, how have we managed to cope with COVID-19? Much has been said on page 105. I don't want to repeat what others have said, rather than I lay emphasis on what I think is important. So earlier I've listed 4 items here: consultancy fee, statutory fee to NICOM, business travels, and of course AGM expenses. The area speaker has said it, it mentioned them in part. Those 4 items, please look into them going forward so that we can improve and coming year. Page 69. Page 69. On that page, I found out that our net trading income has gone up from a negative of 29.7 million to positive of 1.3 billion. This is commendable. I also noticed that our share of profit in the joint venture has reduced. We are not surprised because we are writing up that joint venture. But since it's not yet concluded, we want to have an overview of the totality of that venture, whether it was actually profitable or not at the end of the day. Going further on that page, you will see personal expenses. We are not making too much noise here because we found out that our company is a very good one. In another page, the number of staff has increased. So if you have expenses associated with personnel, it is welcome. Dito the other operating expenses there. Going to page 38, that is our appraiser there, the board appraiser, our evaluation we want to say. I love this job, we've done very well as required, but I want to correct a sentence there, the last paragraph. Unfortunately, my dear friend is not here, busy. I think this sentence should have read, we have identified some areas requiring improvement. Not, we have identified some areas of improvement. Because going forward, she actually alluded to what I'm saying, that if the recommendation which they have made, if it's implemented, to further assist to strengthen the board. So that means they identify some areas requiring improvement. Yes, on the corporate governance, the company board and committee has done very well. My other colleague also alluded to the fact that we have a balanced board. Keep it up. And the company is also gender sensitive. We want to see if you keep it up. It's very good. The growth in number of employees is good and gender balanced. On page 16, I have a question there, sir. Page 16. Page 16, that has to do with notice, substantial interest in shares. Substantial interest in shares. There are two corporate shareholders there. That's 46.5 and 30.54%. The first one was represented by 3 directors, but who represent the second one? That is Capshore Limited, or Capashore Limited, that's having a 30.54%. Who is the director representing the interest of that company? A mention has been made, mention has been made of recapitalization and bonus. I want a confirmation that at the end of this bonus issue, that I will have met the statutory requirements. Finally, like I started with the registrar, I'm also going to end with registrars on page 4. Page 4. Our registrar Lighthouse Registrar Limited. That is a place we have comprehensive information. The telephone is missing, the email is missing. Because we want to take advantage of return on our investment, we should be able to get it up with them at any time. Please, by next production, their full address should be stated there. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I believe we've had a very productive feedback from shareholders, and I must express on behalf of the board our appreciation for your candor, for your forthrightness, and also for the very constructive comments that have been made. I'd like to stress, however, that the performance that we have witnessed this year in 2019 is really the work that has been done by the employees, executives of the store. They deserve the credit. As a board, we have been their cheerleaders. But there were times when I only had a lot of sympathy for the gentlemen here. But they stood very firmly, they worked very firmly, and they focused on the objectives that were agreed with the board. They are the ones who need the commendation. So on behalf of the board and shareholders, I'm saying congratulations. Please pass on the message to the whole team, because you guys have done a lot of work. The second point I'd like to make is that going forward, this 2019 is history. We're now looking at 2020. And the environment is very challenging. Very, very challenging. Nevertheless, I trust that the commitment that the team has displayed will continue in 2020. Despite the impact of COVID, which certainly will impact on the results, I believe that we'll end 2020 in a place where we're also willing to commend them. So thank you for that. There are a lot of comments that have been made, and I'll just take a few of them because of time. I am assured that in spite of the bonus shares that we are issuing, we are not contemplating any share reconstruction. It is to enable us to meet the requirements of Malcolm, and to also ensure that we are playing the company on sound footing. Now, the liquidity that has been generated, I can assure you that the investment committee working with the executives of Cornerstone are focused on ensuring that we optimize the returns on those funds. And going forward, I think we will see that reflected. The environment isn't easy. The opportunities for very good investments are quite limited. But with the skills that the executive team have and also with the skills that the investment committee is bringing to the regulations, I'm quite confident that we will optimize our returns in that respect going forward. And in terms of some concern expressed in terms of expenses, if you look at the swings and roundabouts, you can see that our focus of the team in terms of control and management of expenses continues. And you see that also reflected in the 2020 results. There might be areas where you may have some swings and roundabouts, but overall, I think you see that it is reflected in the performance of the company, and we will continue to do that even going forward. Chief additionally raised the issues around cybersecurity and digitalization. In fact, the ability of the company to continue operating in this sort of time is a reflection of the investments that have been made in this respect and continue to be made. We haven't got there yet. There's a lot of work to be done, but it's an area of focus for us to ensure that not only do we secure the intellectual properties and rights of the company and its customers, but also that we are positioned to really grow in the retail space going forward. Now, there were comments raised about the issues around retained earnings improvement. The improvements have actually come from the performance we've seen in terms of investments and also some of the investments that have been disposed of. And as I said earlier, the proceeds will be invested to optimize returns going forward. Yeah, thank you for all the comments made in terms of the external assessor and all the improvements that you suggested we need to reflect going forward in performance. I can assure you that we've taken copious notes of them, and as we reach the evening here, we'll put them into play to ensure that as we come next year, we are able to reflect improvements that Again, I really appreciate your forthrightness, your conduct, and I do hope that when we meet next year, we'll be able to again commend the management team for the work well done, in spite of all the limitations and challenges that COVID presents. Thank you very much. Right, as I said, time is of the essence, therefore we are not taking any more questions. However, my colleagues and I will be available after the meeting to all shareholders to take any further questions you may have. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of retiring directors. Mr. Stephen Nyengera, Mrs. Elizabeth Amagbile, and Mr. Tukuno Bono are directors retiring by rotation in accordance with Section 259 of CAMA. Mr. Stephen Nyengera, Mrs. Elizabeth Amagbile, and Mr. Tukuno Bono, being eligible and having indicated their willingness to stay in office, hereby present themselves for re-election. For convenience, it is your wish to re-elect the director by a single resolution. Please.
I'm sure you are reading the Old Testament. It's probably a good thing for us but since it's a COVID year, every director will be taking individually and before you also need to show the camera.
Okay, so if we'd like to take them singly, we'll go ahead with that.
That's what the law requires us now.
Okay, so I will now present the directors one by one for a re-election. I therefore move that Mr. Stephen Nyengera, being a director retiring and presenting himself for re-election at this meeting in accordance with Section 259 of the CAMA, be and is hereby re-elected as the director of Cornerstone Insurance PLC. Will a member second this motion, please? Madam?
For Stephen Wodwara, Director of Cornerstone, is 12 billion 100. Actually, sorry. Okay, sir. It's 12 billion 101,102 shares of Cornerstone Insurance for Stephen Wodwara. Yes.
And do you have anyone against?
None that I received.
Okay. So,
It, no, of shareholders. It's about 80%.
20%. Thank you very much. Right. And since there is no dissension, I declare the motion carried.
Not the standard.
Right. Okay, shall we go to, I also move that Mrs. Imagine, being a director retiring and presenting herself for re-election at this meeting in accordance with Section 259 of Common, be and is hereby re-elected as a director of Cornerstone Insurance PLC. Be and is hereby re-elected as a director of Cornerstone Insurance PLC.
Hello. Hello. I've not been brief about the development of the share since 2007, and my dividend has not been paid since 2007. That's what I just want to find out.
Close the door.
Madam Registrar.
For the election of the auditors, I received 78% of proxies
Right.
for the election of the auditors.
Okay. Anyone against?
None against.
None against. Okay. Therefore, declare the motion carried. The next item on the agenda is the election of members of the Audit Committee. The Audit Committee is a requirement of Section 359, subsection 4 of CAMA and Section 6 of the Malcolm Code of Corporate Governance. The committee is constituted of an equal number of directors and representatives of the shareholders. Members are not entitled to remuneration and are subject to re-election annually. The board appointees to the Audit Committee are Mr. Anthony Ebino. I hope he's on. Okay. Right. Mrs. Elizabeth Amadou and Mr. Stephen Roger. The following members have been nominated for the election to the Audit Committee. Mr. Chimuzo Imamaleke, Mr. I will now present the candidates one by one. Please note that you can only vote 3 times. In other words, you can only vote for 3 candidates. The first candidate is Mr. Chibuzo Imamaleke. All those in favor of the election of, I believe. Okay. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Chibuzo Imamaleke to the Audit Committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. Can you please count to the registrars? Please count. Are you okay? Counted? Okay, thank you. The second candidate of Mr. Henry Olayomi. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Henry Olayomi to the Audit Committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. Ladies first. Are you through? Okay. The third candidate is Mr. Aziz Salaman Ishola. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Ishola to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. None? Okay. The fourth candidate is Mr. Ibrahim Isa Loko. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Ibrahim Isa Loko to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. No? Okay. The fifth candidate is Mr. Adebayo Imam Yahya. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Adebayo Imam Yahya to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hand. Okay. The sixth candidate is Mr. Shokubi Kamil Mohammed. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Shokubi Kamil Mohammed to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. None. Okay. The seventh candidate is Mr. Oyetunde Emmanuel Solaito. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Oyetunde Emmanuel Solaito to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. Thank you. The eighth candidate is Mr. Aziz Pikiola. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Aziz Pikiola to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hands. There's none. The ninth candidate is Mr. Aziz Lukman Akoli. All those in favor of the election of Mr. Aziz Lukman Akoli to the audit committee should please indicate by raising their right hand. Have you got the results? Yeah, can you please announce the results? Ladies first.
Yeah. Of the total votes cast this morning in favor of number one, Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel, we had 15 votes. Mr. Henry Olayemi, 17 votes. Mr. Oyetunde Olaito Emilius, 16 votes.
Right.
Others nil. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Based on these votes, the following shareholders have been elected as representatives of the shareholders of the audit committee. One, Mr. Chibuzo Emmanuel Oke, Mr. Henry Olayemi, and Mr. Oyetunde Olaito Emilius. Congratulations. The members of the audit committee are Mr. Anthony Obino, Honorable Amagoni, Mr. Steve Ogoya, Mr. Chibuzo Emmanuel Oke, Mr. Henry Olayemi, and Mr. Oyetunde Olaito Emilius. I congratulate these members on their appointment, and I'm sure we can rely on them to do an excellent job. Thank you very much. The first special business is a resolution to increase the authorized share capital of the company in accordance with Section 102 of CAMA. The approval of shareholders to increase the authorized share capital of the company was obtained at the last annual general meeting, but the increase was not implemented due to funding constraints. Hence this request. I hereby move that the authorized share capital of the company be and is hereby increased from 7,500 million naira divided into 15 billion ordinary shares of 50 kobo each to 9,250 million naira divided into 8,500 million ordinary shares of 50 kobo each by the creation of additional 3,500,000,000 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each. Such new shares ranking pari passu in all respects with the existing ordinary shares in the share capital of the company. Will a member please second this motion? The gentleman in the red shirt, please. Thank you very much. I believe. Yeah, I believe we have the proxy votes, so if you could please announce it.
Proxy votes in support of the resolution passed was 97% of total votes cast.
Any votes against?
Abstentions.
Thank you very much. I declare the motion carried. The next special business is the resolution to authorize directors to register the increase of the authorized share capital of the Corporate Affairs Commission in a manner that will best serve the interests of the company. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to register the increase of the authorized share capital with the Corporate Affairs Commission in one or more tranches, series, or proportions, and on such terms and conditions and in such circumstances as may be required of or determined by the directors, provided that the total authorized share capital does not exceed 18,500,000,000 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each. Will a member please second this motion? Yes, sir.
My name is Timothy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Will the registrars please announce the votes?
97 in favor of the.
Any against?
None against.
Thank you. I therefore declare this motion carried. The next special business is the resolution to authorize directors to amend the company's memorandum of association to reflect the new share capital. I hereby move that pursuant to section 35, subsection 4 of clause 6 of the company's memorandum of association be amended to reflect the new authorized share capital of the company. Will a member please second this motion? Yes, please. Right. Thank you very much. Will the registrars please announce the outcome of the votes?
I have 97% in favor of the resolution passed.
Any against?
None against.
Thank you very much. I therefore declare this motion carried. The next special business is the resolution to issue bonus shares to existing members of the company. I hereby move that bonus shares be issued to existing members of the company subject to the filing of the increase in authorized share capital of the company at the Corporate Affairs Commission. Will a member please second this motion? Please go ahead.
This resolution and resolution 9, 10, and 11 should come as one. Ideally, they should be sub-resolution to the resolution that you have read.
Okay.
So I will second that those resolutions should be taken together.
Okay. I'll go through all those three resolutions. We just read the one in respect to the bonus shares. And the next special business is the resolution to transfer 1,718,442,672 naira from the company's share premium to the company's share capital account. I hereby move that the sum of 1,718,442,672 naira be transferred from the company's share premium account to the company's share capital account. The amount thus transferred shall represent the value of 3,500,000,000 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each, as fully paid up and distributed amongst members whose names are registered in the company's register of members at the close of business on Wednesday, 12th August 2020, in the proportion of 7 new shares of 50 kobo each for every 30 existing shares of 50 kobo each, held by them. The shares distributed shall rank pari passu with the existing shares in all respect and will be treated for all purposes as capital and not as income. I'll go to the third resolution, which is the next special business, is the resolution to give directors authority to give effect to the above resolutions. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to do all acts and things and to approve, sign, and or execute all documents, appoint such professional parties and advisors, seek approval, and comply with the directives of the relevant regulatory authorities, perform all such other acts, and do all such other things as may be necessary or incidental to, or deemed appropriate to giving effect to the above resolutions without being required to seek any further consent or approval of the members or otherwise to attain to the end and intent that the members shall be deemed to have given approval thereto expressly by the authority of the above resolutions. Then the next resolution, the special business is a resolution to ratify all acts carried out by the board in relation to the above resolutions. I hereby move that all acts carried out by the directors of the company in connection with the above are hereby approved and ratified. Will a member please second these motions? Oh, yes. Oh, thank you very much. Will the registrars please read the outcome of the votes?
For all, I received 95% of the proxies.
Right.
For the resolutions, none against.
None against. Thank you very much. I therefore declare these motions carried. Thank you. The next special business is a resolution to approve related party transactions. I hereby move that in compliance with the rules of the Nigerian Stock Exchange governing transactions with related parties or interested parties, the general mandate given to the company to enter into recurrent transactions with related parties for the company's day-to-day operations, including the procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms, be and is hereby renewed. Will a member please second this motion? Yes, please, ma'am. Thank you very much, madam. Registrars?
97, sir.
Sorry?
97% of the proxies received.
Right.
And it is for, none against.
Thank you very much. I declare the motion carried. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the close of business to be considered at this meeting. Thank you all for taking the time to attend this meeting and for actively participating in the affairs of the company. May God continue to bless our joint efforts to move the company forward. I declare the motion carried. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the close of business to be considered at this meeting. Thank you all for taking the time to attend this meeting and for actively participating in the affairs of the company. May God continue to bless our joint
Promo starting from September 2020. Enjoy 1 month free car insurance.